I don't often do rewatches, but I'm really looking forward to Zootopia 2 when I should be able to watch it in the near future here. I won't do the full thing. If you want to pull up your copy of this, press play on it when I press play when the timer reaches 0. Full reactions, Patreon, blah blah blah. You know what's super funny is I was either going to watch this or the Miraculous Ladybug movie right now. It is so funny to me that that show has me hyped up enough that it was a genuine decision. Because Miraculous Ladybug is so enjoyable, but in many ways it's kind of bad. I love it though. I already love this movie. I know I love it. It has been a while since I've seen it though. Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde are two of my favorite Disney main characters that we've had. I do generally agree with most of the common complaints of the movie. That being that it's got a really lame villain. Some of the metaphors don't really hold up to the real world equivalents. We'll be seeing this again later, kinda. But ultimately, most of the heart is there to make sense of it for me. I wonder if the sequel it will be a direct. Give it a misspelled vicious. A direct continuation of the same themes, or if they'll find new angles. It's actually really good for a children's play. Someone put the work in here. Oh, here's another general complaint about the movie I agree with. That wouldn't you want police officers from different backgrounds? Maybe some people that could go into the really tiny neighborhoods in the city without literally crushing the place. That's just a logical problem of the movie. That's not necessarily a problem with the movie, with the actual story. Oh, the actress's name is escaping me for Judy Hopps, but she's the plays Snow White on Once Upon a Time, and she's great there. If they've got that much of a hit rate for getting their kids to follow the family business, they really must be thinking, where did we go wrong with Judy? Just imagine you have 275 kids, 276 kids, and only one of them wants to do anything else. which I attended because I may be a bully, but I am also avidly knowledgeable about theater! I will say this much: as much struggle as she must have gone through in these 15 years, her confidence being shaken the way it is throughout the movie doesn't make much sense. Because at no point. Oh, come on. Has Judy ever chosen the easy path in life? I wonder how well Judy would do if there's like an Olympics for rabbits. Judy casually having to take on a Dark Souls boss for every encounter. Barrel roll. Now, don't spoil this for me, obviously, but I'm really hoping that if Zootopia 2 has a similarly mwahaha evil villain, that they get to be that villain for the whole goddamn movie! Or at least, like, over half. I think the other reason I don't like Bellwether as a villain is I did genuinely like her more as not a villain. I think for the twist to work, you need to either be indifferent to their prior character or like them more after the fact. And she's just kind of basic after the fact. I mean, is that. Would it not work on other animals? Used against any other animal. Oh no, it only works on foxes. Yeah, I'd honestly just change the label and you're good, Judy. Yeah, I guess thinking about it being 15 years, it's hard for me to buy how naive she comes across in some scenes in this movie. Zootopia, where you can do anything. I am usually rather fond of outrageously optimistic characters, though, so I think that's why she pulls through for me. You know, animal world aside, this particular place's climate is downright apocalyptic. Like there's a problem here. Like unless this was some sort of engineered thing, terraforming somehow. And there shall be no lizards until the next movie. Actually, yeah, looking at the environments that are here, you have all of the different snake habitats covered. I wonder what the reason is that they're going to do in the next movie for them not having been around. Because I don't believe that they wouldn't have been able to animate them at the time. I mean, look at this, Avi. Hello, too many people's dream. What am I saying? Judy's in this movie. We're already too far gone. I don't remember. Are they ever even that bad in this movie? Well, it's a bad start. I mean, like in the sense of I think that you should have something on you. Non-lethal. Preferably whatever the appropriate term for humane would be. This man needs to be at the front desk of every police department. Everyone would love cops a lot more. Oh. I do like that he still went for it. Like, I almost want to know him more as a character. Yeah, and I guess they do bring up that there are predators who are smaller, but we never see any of them in the police force. You would think that even if you're not sending them after muscle requiring jobs, there'd just be a ton of different work for smaller animals in general. Investigative stuff, just generally. I don't understand why she finds this surprising. Like, I tend to think that you'd get an easy gig on your first day regardless of special situations. I'm gonna write 1,000! Like, this sort of implies to me that she's the only meter maid in the city. The way that it's just this big, like, gripe that on her first day, I'm not solving a major crime? Like, they gave her the only lame job. I mean, this place might really be a paradise if there's only one meter maid in the entire city. Does that count? I wonder. I have to assume that they have an exemption for their role. Like, assuming that if someone ever came after you for it, you could prove that you were carrying out the course of your duties and not just getting lunch or something. I've seen that happen before. People running inside to grab some grub and getting ticketed in the 2 minutes that they're gone. Bad day for them. I wonder if in universe it's just that he's small that sells the baby. Ungloved? I want to see a trunk glove. See, this is the point at which it's what was Nick planning here? Why take it this far? Obviously, he's got Judy here. That's fine. But what if he hadn't? And like he'd gotten to that point of convincing the guy. I want to see what his intent for the plan here was. Because there's no way he could have worked it up to you're giving me it, you're selling this to me and it's free? I don't think we appreciate that this guy is an outstanding actor quite enough. Look at that little smile. Like, Nick is one thing, but the other guy is like a Saul Goodman level con artist. I do wish they weren't doing this 10 feet outside of the original con. I was gonna say crime, but I'm not entirely sure anything has been crimed yet. Lying is not a crime. You know, with the joke of the lemmings being that one follows the other, I wonder if the first one that goes to get a popsicle works for Nick. Like that, so he knew he'd have a set up customer base. What I don't get about that is that implies that it's the first time they've done this particular one. And this is a great setup for business. If they could figure if this is the only time they've done this, they need to forget all of their other plans and just figure out a more sustainable source of of ice cream. I'm over there, fucking Sonic the Hedgehog nonsense. But like, we seem to be implying that it was the first time you'd ever done the particular popsicle stick scheme. But it's so good and efficient with no waste in materials. What did you turn that $15 into? $15 plus purchase of well, you didn't even spend the $15. Purchase of wow. don't even fully think he needs to do it as a lie. To be fair, he's the best popsicle hustler the world has ever known, and you're the best meter maid the world has ever known. I know who I'd want to hang out with on a Saturday. These poor beavers just looking on, knowing how much harder their day's gonna be. See, it's my thing is, it's like, after 15 years of facing so much adversity, I don't think that a single day would hurt her this much. Because I bet she's had so many days like this. Now, in universe, I know she probably hasn't, but logically she would have. On the one hand, her having the carrot phone ha-ha joke on iPhone, but on the other hand, iPhone is supposed to be like the prestigious, expensive one, especially when this came out more so. Which seems to imply that she got money. That's right. I forgot about these guys. Yesterday she was going so fast that people never had a chance to complain. Like, I guess for me, I'd like this better if we saw like a progression over the course of a month of her getting fed up. That is correct, sir! I'm not allowed to wear a safety jacket in pursuit! It's a really good throw, actually. I mean, she's chasing a weasel, dude. A hilarious and surprisingly effective weasel. Those aren't connected to the foundation at all. What happens when a windstorm comes through? Is this something that's been solved by the strange supervillain-esque terraforming activities that have occurred in this city? I mean, to be frank, this weasel was putting up so much of a fight that he's almost a more engaging final boss than the main antagonist of the movie. You thought about that one all the way over here, huh? And you also didn't bring him to the proper holding cells! Or, like, put in real time and then be fed up when you're stuck in a bullshit role. You do well in the classic role of the stubborn cop. See, it's like she's so hilarious before the reveal, and she's just not evil enough or fun enough to make up for it after the fact. The man's gonna be so jazzed about this. I don't even. I don't even think she was doing that in service of her evil plan. I think she was just carrying out her role. The murder weapon. That's right, okay. Feel like it should actually be more. I wonder if she's just gambling. Haha, sex joke. Anyway, I wonder if she's just gambling on him. Wonder if that social security number, which is the Zootopia benefits number, the 555 is the same as the phone number thing, is if it's common in other films. But I wonder if she didn't actually pull up his tax records because she has no resources, and she was just really hoping he wasn't doing his taxes every year when she gambled on this. 35, 52, and 3 to 1 go. Like, genuinely, I think that he is the Saul Goodman of this universe. I want to see what he's got going on. You'd think it was Nick. And I also theoretically should clearly be an adult. How do people determine this in this world? Or at least like an older teenager. I think it's hilarious that Nick really was bringing her to the correct place. It's just a side bonus how uncomfortable this makes Judy. Tell that to themed Christmas sweaters for cats. And about how amazing your flexibility is, actually, come to think of it. This is outstanding. This guy's memory is probably still my favorite joke in the movie. It's kind of, it's not really a huge, hilarious thing. This is I wonder if the next movie's gonna be more Nick as the main character. Hmm. I wonder. It's a simple joke, but it's funny. And everyone else in here is smart enough to not interrupt too much, but Judy has not gotten the memo. Okay, she wasn't. She's new here as well. Skipper of Lines is here, Nick. When it was pointed out to me that he literally never gotten her name before this, it's hilarious. This is the kind of joke that wouldn't work in a, even if it was still a comedy, a more serious movie. But it's great in a movie that doesn't take itself so seriously. You monster! Trailer! This is just going so well for Nick, and he's thrilled by every second of it. I'm surprised he doesn't just take the pen off her. It's night! I love how much faster she is than him. See, it's like she is hustling him, so I think Nick earns every bit of being a jerk at this point. They get each other into so much trouble. I hope the trend continues in the next movie. The joke was always obvious leading up to it. I mean, yeah, it seems like these would have been way better connections to keep. Why did you do that? Why? Come to think of it, it doesn't make any sense for him to try this unless maybe he was awful young at the time, maybe, and just that stupid. Do you not know what murder is, Judy? I love this movie. Fury. I like that he can still appreciate it. I genuinely would adore a longer form uh, type of series set in the Zootopia universe. It would probably have to be 2D animated because it's just too much going on for it to be 3D animated, unless they just made it suck. It'd be cool if this same drug that makes them go savage comes back in the next movie just like once. Like Judy or Nick or whoever gets put into an arena with some animal, maybe a polar bear or something, and they get injected with it. That's not how you open a door. Did you forget? I mean, it's important to point out that this isn't how a real world predator would be behaving. They would almost certainly not run over a rickety bridge. Okay, I know you don't care about Judy, but what if someone important was in danger? I know that wasn't a joke about AI at the time, but it hurts. Why am I the only person in a major city handling calls like this? It seems like I'm not equipped for the full scope of this job! Yeah, Claude. What? I mean, we're still gonna die, but for a little bit. You're still alive because of her. It just doesn't look awesome. Come on. Come on. I get why people ship them a ton, and I would be totally happy if they ended up together, but they don't need to in my mind. I like them either way. Wonderful to see two people stand side by side against the oncoming storm. This is one of the cases people talk about the metaphors not fully holding up. With the foxes being among the prisoners, but still having their own subset of stereotypes. Sounds like a genetics thing. Stereotypes assigned to them. I really hope they don't do a third act breakup in the second movie like they do later on here. A horribly designed traffic system. Is it? I gotta tell you, man, cops. The first thing they say ever is check the cameras. That is step one. Step zero. It's like in moments like that, she wasn't acting for anybody. It's like she's just so likable beforehand. Bellwether could have been a lot better of a character than she ended up being. Even if they still had her be evil, just better evil in a more interesting way. Frankly, I think it would be absolutely bullshit on his part, which granted it's already a lot of bullshit, but bullshit on the Chief's part if they showed him this and he was still like, you got 7 hours, ups! I like that Nick's more all about independence than anything else, so he's not inherently anti-authority. Authority. You're just making this up, aren't you? Also great acting, Judy. They just walk in the front door while this is going on. You. That's right. Oh, speaking of the Saul Goodman of this universe before, we are going to run into the Walton Jesse of this universe shortly. I do wish they did more to make it look animal themed. Any location like this, like I could totally buy this was just a normal hospital room for the most part. Ooh, it'd be cool if the antagonist of the next movie is someone who was affected by this stuff, and after their recovery, something was wrong. Like their rage stayed, but their mind stayed too. Security, sweep the area! Well, there was a ton of security guards around here, apparently. There's a toilet. I like that she thinks to bag up the phone, but not to silence it when she's going on a sneaking mission. Just so you know, that Scouts thing I told you before was the worst day of my life. It's not anymore. Just in your handy off the Alcatraz immediately outside the city. Bastard. I tend to be a little fed up of the trope of the troublemaker becoming a cop. It's a little too common. The least favorite example being Toph Beifong. But it really, to me, works for Wild. I like it. It doesn't make sense that she would have been asked. She would have been allowed to ask answer these questions. Most, especially major police departments, have media people that or media trained people. Like, even if she was up there, she'd be up there with somebody who could answer the more, hey, we don't want to look stupid parts of the questions. I really hate this third act breakup. This is everything from here forward is so much the weak part of the movie to me. This movie is so much strong to it, but this section is so painful. Oh, this hurts. I believe this is the scene that gets changed for every release of the movie around the world. Different animals being doing the news. I believe. Did they already say the thing about predators being what 90% of the population, or is it the other way around? There we go, but it was backwards. I mean, I know that it helped you with your evil scheme, but you do realize that I bombed that press conference so horribly, right? Like, granted, it helped you this time, but you realize that I am not going to be useful next time for whatever you need to happen. Look how genuinely sad she looked, and I don't think she needs Judy, right? I don't recall a reason that she really needs Judy after this, so it's like she had so much better characterization before she was like evil. I guess it all could be chalked up to great acting. Unless I mean, like, honestly, the way they've been the whole movie, I'm surprised too. I'm amazed he recognizes her among 200 and what 57 kids. I get it's gotta be so hard to keep track. And she's probably not the only bunny he ever bullied. Do you think he has like a My Name is Earl-esque list of all the people he's ever hurt? I don't know. I think it'd been a fun scene if she'd learned previously in the movie how to hotwire a car from Nick, and then she's like, "Keys, keys, keys! You're too slow! Go!" I want to know a lot more about that character. It's like he helped. It's implied that he helped her immediately. That is a strong opinion. I may not like this, but this is a damn good, like, tearjerker. Yeah! What was it doing in front of you? For her to be able to stand on it? Lamest joke in Disney history. Actually, she's not. He put up the best fight in the movie, but absolutely cannot carry the dialogue. You'd think they'd have to have like trash bags or something around the fur, so whatever gets into them is can be gotten out. Or the oh, what's it called? Yeah. To be fair, that's pretty great. Walter. You're not helping, Nick. You're making all the noise. You're being very negative right now, Nick. Great delivery of that line. It would take a miracle. Well, Hallelujah. 125.44. 3, 2, 1, go. I love the delivery of that. The lab is gone. Wow. Now, it could be an amazing fight scene if they were willing to go all the way with it here. Like in Shang-Chi with the bus scene. It could be so great. Like, you'd have Judy doing most of the fighting with all the training she's done, and maybe Nick giving help on the sidelines. I love that it looks like a rhino. I never noticed that before. They're crazy! I thought. No. Still had time for a one-liner, though. I would love if Bellwether just thinks Judy's going full Punisher on her operation, blowing up the lab. Nearly killing all 3 of her henchmen. Is the thing in the background a real animal? No. I was trying to remember the climax idea. Nick's gonna get turned. Yeah, that's the thing too, is the climax is kind of just generally lame. Like, and it's also a total coincidence that you got hurt despite being very physically competent for the rest of the movie. Like, right now, we should really be assuming that you exited out the back or something and not being so chill about looking for you. See, this scene coming up is cool. I just wish it could have been accompanied by a much more exciting climax to go along with it. Especially for how much worse she is after the turn. Okay, Nick and his partner are both pretty damn good actors. I'll kidnap 1,000 children before I let this company die! Much better twist villain. She's the one who called the police. It's like, yeah, I don't dislike where this movie was going with its third act, but it needed a couple rewrites to make it a lot better. And I think, honestly, with either rewrite Bellwether for the entire movie to have a little bit more going on, and or make her as an antagonist more interesting after the reveal, or engaging. Anything. The real badge right in place of the fake one. I'd love if he replaced the real one and still used the fake one. We have no respect for meter maids in this city. They are the bottom rung. Aww. It's like, I don't like that most of the cars are just cars. Like, I do think they could have taken the aesthetic of the place much farther. Nah. I still think this is a really good movie. Ultimately, it's mostly rests on how much I like the two main characters, because I do think, and I hope this ends up being the case in Zootopia too, that they do a lot more with the aesthetic and the unique mechanics of the town built for the animal kingdom. The city built for the animal kingdom. I think that there's room to improve. I really hope they find more interesting things to do with a main antagonist, or just a better mystery in general if it's gotta still be a twist villain. I don't think it has to be. Have it be like a Die Hard 3 antagonist, where it's like the guy doesn't really hide. Actually, that would be a fun sort of kind of story to do with this setup is Die Hard 3. Wait, I think I'm onto something. I know Zootopia's 2 already out, but Zootopia 3, hey, Die Hard 3, Zootopia 3 could be the same movie. Maybe toned down a little in a couple scenes. She's just so boring as a villain. God, and don't put her back on screen. I like this movie. Don't put the things I don't like on screen. This is probably one of the better end of the movie is a dance number type credit sequences. Maybe I'd like her more as an antagonist if it didn't turn out that her entire personality was just fake too. Like, it'd be kind of cool if she was still basically how she was before, but she still came up with this evil plan. Like, that would actually be a little scary and intimidating. This plan that is, founded on her feeling oppressed, like, that could work a lot better. Like, that one small change might make it work so much more. If she wasn't just this cartoonishly evil villain. Jennifer Goodwin, that's right. No, I'm really looking forward to the next movie. I think it can't be more than a month or maybe a month and a half away from being available to stream. Maybe even a lot closer. It's been a probably February or March. Okay, I'll be there. They put Zootopia 2 on Apple TV? Is it just the trailer? Okay, I think it's just the trailer. But if it's not, I guess I'll watch it there. I'll check Peacock too, I suppose. God, imagine them putting it on Apple before Disney Plus. There aren't. Hmm. There aren't a ton of amazing Disney main characters, I would say, these days. Judy, oh, might be my favorite of the last 10 years. When did Zootopia come out? It occurs to me it might be before 2016. I don't remember, honestly. Oh, exactly 2016. Wow. Now, even though I complain about some of the logic of her character that I think really small changes could have fixed without changing anything about her character. I love aggressively positive uh, characters who can fight through a lot of the negativity. Jack Skellington is one of my favorite characters of all time, and he's much the same way. Like, one of the best scenes in the movie is him giving himself a pep talk. Well, what the heck? I went and did my best. I'd love if Judy had a scene like that. And by God, I really tasted something swell! For a moment, why, I even touched the sky! And at least I left some stories they can tell. I did! One of my That might be my favorite scene in Nightmare Before Christmas. That's not a musical. Well, it is a musical number. He kind of talks, and it is a musical number. Oh my God, that's how excited I get about that scene. It's a musical number. Not the best music, but favorite scene, if that's somehow possible. God, I'd love if Judy had a scene like that. That would be perfect. Because she is that kind of positivity driven character. She has to be. The sheer amount of adversity. Ooh. I do love Nick a lot. I feel like his character would thrive a touch more in a slightly darker movie. Like, not too dark, but like dark enough that, say, someone could actually die. For instance, not a main character or nothing. Been a while since we've seen a Disney death quite like Clayton, for instance. That doesn't mean to say I don't like Nick in this movie. But I just think he's best built for a different one. Animation Research Library. I wonder if these doctors are all like veterinarians or something, animal experts. Uh that really helped with the physiology of some of the animation in the movie. And I believe we've got a post-credit scene, though I don't remember what it is offhand. Something to do with the sloth, right? Is it they go on a chase, or was that a deleted scene? Yay! All right, next time, hopefully soon.